Hey guys, welcome to PGI, Peter's Gaming Info, and we're back with Spider-Man 2. So from last time, from part 1, you can remember we had that big Sandman boss battle with both Spider-Man, Peter Parker and Miles Morales. And it was a really good introduction. It's probably one of the best introductions I've seen to a video game. Probably one of the best, if not the best. It was definitely a very good opening. So because they did sort of brief cutscenes and then they just went straight into the action and giving you all these new mechanics like this web glide and all, it was very well done as opening. It definitely, I can imagine, grabbed a lot of people's attention. It definitely grabbed mine, so hopefully it grabbed yours as well. So just moving on with part 2. So this part is more of there is gameplay, but it's more there's a lot of story and character dialogue right here. Like Peter and MJ are catching up outside their houses and stuff. And in the previous part, Peter's lost his job because he's been obviously doing his job as Spider-Man and missing out on teaching his students and everything like that, because I believe he's a teacher. I believe he's a physics teacher in this. So, the head teacher, I imagine she is, she just fires him because he's just missing out too much, and she gets rid of him. So right about now, him and I think MJ, like, she's working I think she does her job. I'm not too sure what the job is, but I believe she does work in this. So you just see how their relationship develops and goes by. You get to see the relationship between him and his friend Harry as well. So there's quite a lot of like sort of story and like character building around these sort of parts as well, but there will be gameplay as well, but it's quite heavy focused on dialogue and story and stuff.
I haven't had time to clean.
Guys, as well, I've released like voting polls as well, so please vote and just let me know, because then I know if I'm going in the right direction for the gaming content that you guys want to see. Because I've got I mean, there's a number of games. I think there's a few games I could be, covering. So please let me know if you'd like me to continue with Spider-Man 2 as well. Still got Lords of the Fallen, that's there. And I've got Lies of P as well, the another Souls-like, very similar to like Bloodborne and Sekiro. So, please vote. It takes a second and it lets me know if I'm on the right track for you guys to get the gameplay content that you're after. So right about now, we're in Peter Parker's house and MJ's, and they're just looking about different items. You see, you can pick up like a bank statement, billing statement thingy. Now, I thought some of the bits here were really well done. It's very well detailed in here, like that bank statement, the calendar, certain sort of items. And like you see that fruit bowl there, like you'll go to inspect it and there's flies around it and look, it's gone off. And even Peter's like, whoa, this smells. And because of the flies as well. So, it's very detailed here, and you can go to just, chucking this in the bin, which is what you'll see me do soon and stuff. And I was impressed. I mean, I looked around, I looked at like the kitchen, and I just thought it's very realistic, and it's very detailed in terms of its looks and stuff. And it did a good job of doing that for inside of that, an inside part of the game, like inside a building.
I don't deserve you. Hey, so
here you're just cleaning up basically while MJ is sort of sorting stuff out. So you've thrown away the gone off fruit, thrown away the takeaway.
When was the last time you were home for dinner?
Fair point.
Yeah, and I have to say I'm impressed. Like, everything looks like very detailed. It looks like it took a lot of time to go, okay, we're going to make this, into something that looks like believable, that this could be someone's place. So it looks really good.
What are you looking at?
Some pretty cute old photos of you.
Man, I
It's
haven't
very,
seen
very
these in a
fine
while.
detail. And I think that's what I noticed about Insomniac. They do a very good job as a games developer to make sure that they include that detail in there. The detail is solid. Like it really does justice to
I think that
the
was in
sort
my
of
bedroom.
immersion and
Why
gameplay
did you take a
and
picture of that?
like your whole
Balance.
experience as well.
What does that mean?
We was just looking through some
I wonder if this is
photos
still
there.
there. I'm gonna go take a look.
Let me know what you find. I'm
You
gonna
know,
keep
so
looking at
it's
these
like she's going
photos
through
you never
memory
show
lane with the
me.
photos, MJ
Oh,
is,
adorable.
and you're kind of looking around and cleaning up and just inspecting like what's in
Don't
the
worry,
house.
I'll keep your wheat cake recipe alive.
A cake recipe from Aunt May. Remember Aunt May's aunt passed. And I'm just looking around, I'm just observing the detail. I'm just thinking, oh, that, you know, that microwave's got quite a lot of detail on it. You know, the packaging's for food, that wheat flour thing, the toaster, and the reflection done with the lighting on the material, the metallic material. And look at the fridge. That fridge looks very detailed. I like the lighting and like the sort of reflection on it. Looks really crisp. So it's those little fine detail bits that when you're playing a game, you're more like immersed for it. It's more appealing to play and then to be hooked on once you see those fine details. And some of them don't even have to be major details. Some of them can be really fine details, like that just brings the whole thing alive for the player at the end of the day.
Uncle Ben always fall asleep in this thing?
So me, I'm just doing my sort of test by going back and forth and just wondering, oh, looking outside the window, I wonder how realistic it is. Are you going to see random people walking by and just doing random activities? Like if there was some skateboarder going by or some roller skate or some random people just shouting and walking up drunk or something. Just any kind of randomness or realistic thing you'd expect to happen
place could use
just
some
looking
candles.
outside your window.
People
So,
put candles in
but that didn't
bathrooms,
happen.
right?
But I just thought it might be worth it. So now just going up
Still
the
smells like May.
top part of the floor, top part of the floor and the house, and just looking about, just seeing what items that are there that can be viewed and what kind of detail they have. And then he's picked up,
See like a rogue wave
he's
sometimes.
picked up his, I think that's Uncle Ben's sort of like pendant or memory sort of thing. He also passed in this game as well. So he hasn't had it easy. He's had two grandparents who've, passed and hasn't had to keep himself together really.
Where was that hole again?
And then this just looks like his room, He's got his bedroom there. He's got his laptop.
Spiderman, is he a threat or a menace?
And then you have a flashback here.
Menace. Definitely a big fat menace. Let me tell you something about this so-called superhero.
Of where he
He's neither
punched
super
through the
nor a
wall.
hero. So what does that have? A fraud? An attention seeker?
There's a younger Peter Parker where he
Was
punched
that?
through the wall, and that was
what?
Aunt May. She's
Peter.
coming in saying, "What is it?" And then she can clearly see he's just,
I
fist.
thought I
He's
heard
just put his
a
fist
rat
right through the
in the
wall.
wall.
Hey, what's wrong?
It's nothing. I was just...
When I was your age, I was head of the debate club.
So he's just
Captain of the
getting a
soccer
bit of
team
a
and
lesson
second
from Aunt
violin.
May, and it's nice that they pay tribute to Aunt May as well.
Every
And
year,
they
I
should
wanted
to
a
Ben
new
as
feather
well,
in my cap.
at some point.
But when I tried
For the
to
lessons,
add
because
honor
that
roll
helped,
student on top,
nurture and
I fell
bring
apart.
Peter
Instead of being
Parker
good at a few
and
things,
Spider-Man to
I
who
wasn't
he
good
is
at
now.
anything.
So it's important
So,
to sort of have tribute to those characters
I
as well,
scaled back.
for his that character building and progression, and that's essentially what they're doing here,
balance is a
teaching them about
process,
balance.
not a destination. I'm still working on that. Oh, come on. Come on.
So it's like they you know, that's quite funny. It's quite cute. So they've made that into sort of, you
Can't
know,
take too much
cartoon
off.
sort of face.
Something's gotta give. I should go check on MJ.
So it reminded him about balancing, you know, not taking on too much, having a balance to things, which is important. It's a very, very important lesson in anything. So now just looking back, you know, just looking around, obviously out of the flashback now, and just looking around, just observing the detail and just seeing what's around, you know. Part of the immersion
Got a tip.
and stuff.
Raph's moving a couple of inmates to Ravencroft tomorrow for evaluation.
They say who?
No, but I'm gonna find out.
MJ!
So there's something that MJ is kind of like shocked about, and look who we have here.
Whoa! Doctors haven't cleared me for
It's
MJ
obviously a
hugs
good
yet.
friend of theirs. It's Harry.
Harry. I missed you.
I missed you too. I heard about May. I'm so sorry.
So how was Europe?
Sorry about all that. I was being treated in isolation here in the city, and I didn't want you
So he's
guys to
been
worry
traveling around,
Is it the same
you
thing your
know,
mom
it
had?
looks like around
It
Europe
was
and stuff. Always
past
been there.
tense. We think it's in remission.
Harry, this is... I can't believe it. You look great.
I feel great.
I have to get to work. Dinner tomorrow?
Yeah, so like I said,
Yeah.
MJ works.
For old time's
Peter
sake.
Parker was
It's a
working, then he
date.
lost his job because he's been doing his work as Spiderman. So he couldn't always be
That's
there, you know, 24/7 for his
That's a little
students.
skill she picked up when we
Which
were
is a
in
shame.
Samaria.
Sorry for coming by unannounced and all.
What? No, are you kidding? You want to come inside?
Actually, I was hoping you might have time to go for a ride with me.
Sure. I'm surprised the frugal flyer is still on the road.
I was thinking we might roll like we used to.
Is that...
So
my old
you know,
bike?
Peter's invited him to
Nah,
his house.
I found
He's
it on the
thinking,
internet.
let's go for
It's a close match,
let's go
though,
for a
right?
bike ride.
Yeah. It's even got the same stickers and everything.
I mean, the thing is,
Sure
is
this
that
isn't my bike?
with the sort of
ready?
gameplay and in a story-driven kind of
Yeah.
game,
Where are we
especially that isn't
see.
focused around
Come on.
combat like Souls
keep up.
games and stuff like that, I could just cut out the cutscenes
sure
and
you're
I
up for
could
this?
just have gameplay.
I'm
The
feeling
only
good.
thing is that
I
I
was using
don't
the
think
cane
it's
just
going to
for
be
insurance,
sort
but
of
I don't
connected
even need
very
it.
well.
you have
And
more energy
if
than I
you want me to cut down
So,
on what the
tell me
story
everything.
dialogue is and
What's
you'd
been
rather
keeping you
just see
busy?
gameplay, fair enough.
Just
But because this is a very
substitute teaching,
heavy
getting
story-driven game,
I've also
to
been
connect the
tutoring a high
dots
school
of
kid.
what happened. If I literally cut out the scene before,
Special.
you wouldn't have known that
Reminds
these
me a
two,
little of me,
Peter and
actually.
Harry, met up,
Kid.
and you know, and he was away for a while. It's their first time seeing each other, and they've gone to a bike ride. It will just literally cut out to the bike riding. By the way, the bike riding, Insomniac have done a really nice job, so props to them. It really feels satisfying when you're riding on the bikes and the haptic feedback you're receiving. It feels like the road that you're on. You can feel the like tension of it as you're riding through. You know, to a good enough extent, obviously, but it's very well implemented. I enjoyed it. Just a simple bike ride in this game. The way they've implemented the haptic feedback, you feel the roughness almost of the road that you would be on. Like obviously it's simulated, you know, but it's very well implemented. It's very smart to have included that. Like again, it adds to that immersion, that feel that you're present in the game to that moment. So it's really well done. That's one thing I did remember when I was riding. I went, wow, this feels
exactly the
good
same as it did
riding
10
on.
years ago.
Riding on the surface of the pavements and the roads, it gives you that tension, that friction back. It's really good. It's really good.
Come on.
I mean, I don't even know where that idea came from, but that was a really good
Flash.
idea.
His buddies cornered me and broke my laptop. We lost that presentation,
For the Young Entrepreneurs Competition. We worked for months on that thing.
and the state meet was the next morning,
I had a backup on a USB.
but it was in your locker.
We called the school begging to let us in.
But they said no. It was after hours.
We were so desperate, we walked around the entire school, trying every door.
Until we got to this one.
Wait, what do you...
I remember we had to jimmy it. Shall we? The coast is clear. Come on.
So now you got flashback of younger Peter and Harry when they're up to no good, sneaking around it, sneaking into school when it's closed. All this stuff.
I mean, I am.
Funny.
Why are you asking now? I don't know. I'm nervous.
Next up to bat is rookie all-star, number 12, Eric Monticelli.
It's right field, Rick.
Yeah, this actually reminded me of the
Show us that rookie of the month
MJ
stuff,
kind of
kid. You're gonna be on
stealth
this team
stuff, but
forever.
it was done a lot better in my opinion. I really didn't take to the MJ stealth parts of the previous Spider-Man games. I thought they really weren't needed, and they were kind of just more like filler that just was not necessary in my opinion. It's been a long time since I've played those MJ stealth parts, so I can't fully remember if there was more to it than that, but I really didn't enjoy them myself personally. I think stealth parts for me is not, for a game that's centered more around action and combat, I don't think it really has its place, but in saying that, they actually did, I think, a good job with doing this, and that's coming from someone like me who's not really into stealth that much. But I think they've done a good job. I think they've done a good job with this. I'd rather play this section here with Peter Parker and Harry than play any of the MJ stealth missions that were in previous Spider-Man games. So I think credit to Insomniac that they've not decided to scrap them, and they made them more entertaining. I think they probably listened to feedback and probably tested out themselves and said, I'm not too sure about these stealth parts. So yeah, now Peter Parker and Harry have been separated,
Where are you, you little
and
punk?
they're just trying to go.
Someone in here playing tricks, huh?
Yeah.
I could really use a refill on my web shooters. Wait, I think I have extra web fluid stuff in the photo lab. This is all still kind of new. I gotta get better at fluid management.
Yeah, so now, you've got the ability to go just like leap on top of the ceilings and stuff. Like obviously you can climb around like walls and buildings and everything, but you've actually got a mechanic to just leap up and just attach yourself to the ceiling.
So, library door.
Yeah, it says hold R2 and then press
Gym to
X.
locker. Easy.
And then you jump to the ceiling, and then you can just climb from there.
Path is clear.
Avoid being detected.
Crap!
Hey!
Oh, I really wish I had backed
So
this
knowing
project
me,
up all
I'm
night.
going to probably be very, very cautious in this kind of
Definitely a kid.
with this kind
No
of stuff.
such thing as the
Be
ghost of
very, very
Midtown.
cautious. Let me trying to get that mechanic off, and it was taking a while. I was like, oh no, hurry up, jump to the ceiling. Don't get caught. I think I had a few good tries on this, where I was just trying to find out where to go, and I was just a bit lost I think so. I think this took me a few good times. I think it did, which is still funny to kind of watch. I believe the funny thing is that it's just how long it actually took. So he's just obviously just looking around, but he never really looks up. So if you just stay up, probably just even in one spot, I mean, it's probably best to move around like I did, but even if you just stayed in one spot, I don't think he finds you. I think he only finds you when you actually drop to the ground and do something stupid or reckless. Other than that, I don't think, he really flashes the light up on the ceiling really that much. So I'm just trying to get out, thinking, oh, maybe there's the next destination, and it's not. So I'm just trying to get back up to the ceiling again, and I'm just thinking, oh shoot, I don't want to mess it up. And then I'm trying to find out, where is this destination? Where do I go? Okay, it's back in there. So I'm thinking, oh, I was there already at this moment. Knowing me, I'm thinking that. So I'm thinking, let me be cautious, let me take approach. And try to turn the camera a bit. Let me just try to see and just hide behind the wall. Turn the camera a bit. And I'm thinking, oh shoot, well, it's not a good idea to probably be going in. I probably should have went round the back way. That was probably just a bit too hasty. And I probably do get caught just by doing this. Yep. What did I say? What did I say? Too hasty to go back in, thinking, oh, it's close, we can just get behind, and nope, caught. So start again. This time I'm thinking, all right, I probably just want to get this done, but I'm probably going to be a bit smarter this time. I hope. Yeah, so I think right about now I'm being too cautious. I think I could just drop and just remain there until he actually goes into that room. And it probably triggers when I actually get close enough, or actually drop down anyway. But no, he's actually walking down the corridor. And he's not even going into that room yet, anyway. I go in and then you get the mechanic to jump up to the wall, to the ceiling. Yeah, so it probably triggers from then. It's probably a trigger where once you move a bit towards once you move from the ceiling to the floor of that room, you will get the sort of animation and sequence to play for him to walk down the corridor, and then once you enter this room, you actually get him to enter the sequence for him to play enter the room. So what's funny about that is that I was right next to the bit I needed to be at, but I just wasn't aware of it, and there was no marker. Unless I think you press one of the buttons on the controller to trigger that. I think it might just be the touchpad or some of the buttons, either shoulder or something like that, to actually know what your objective is. Because when it showed where the objective was, if I could clearly see that, I would have just went up there. I was already there anyway.
I know I put these under here somewhere. Gotcha.
I'm just investigating these photos over here. I'm just having a look around.
Keep moving.
And there's all that trouble of what they're looking for. Whatever's in that bottle.
Okay.
It's some of his web stuff, I believe, if I'm correctly. If that's what he's looking for. To make his web.
Hello, friend. I really should figure out how to increase the capacity of these things so I don't run out. Now to meet Harry at the gym. Oh, the gym is on the other side of that fan. Gotta get past it. Old backpack. Forgot I put that here. Gotta start keeping track of
You
these
can
things.
web up the fan. So it's called web up the fan as well.
I can't get away from this guy. Gotta distract him so I can get out of here.
Just straight to the point, really. Web up the fan. So, you know, the stealth bit obviously is continuing, but they've added different bits into it. Like they've got the use of the web as Peter Parker. You're not just Mary Jane where she doesn't really have anything going on and just sneaking around. And there you go. Use the web to pop the balloons as a distraction. You know, it's more interesting than I think the Mary Jane stealth missions in the previous game, in my opinion, for sure. You know. And again, I think this is more or less where do I go, trying to figure out how do I escape from the security guy and where do I go. I think this time I press whatever the button is. It might be right analog, it might be touchpad, and I find out where the objective is, and then I'm just gonna go through there.
Sorry for the mess, Rick.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, okay, so I think given like a sort of hint or discussion, Peter probably says or something, like you have to clear him away from the door, to get him away from the door. So I'm thinking how to do that. Pardon. You know, I found a way to distract him, and then it says zip. I'm thinking, okay, I could just zip past him and then move on. And
It's all coming back.
and look here it
It's
is.
crazy.
It's Harry.
It's the same, except no security guard on our tails. Which,
You know, this, and now they're just looking to escape and get out of there. And now we fast forward, you know,
Let's see
to
it,
current
big talker.
timeline, and you've got Peter and Harry
a little rusty.
here in the school, and they've come to the basketball
Well, you-
court. Looks like they're gonna, obviously shoot some hoops. And this is what was I liked the mechanic they implemented in this one. It was interesting because, as you'll see here, once you go to the basketball mini game, you can actually tilt your controller and aim with your controller and use R2 to shoot, or no, you do shoot. Sorry, you will shoot with the L2 or RT buttons, but you can tilt your controller by moving it just with your hands, and you can position where you're going to shoot and stuff for the basketball. And I thought that was a cool mechanic they put in there. They didn't have to, and they did. Again, it adds to the immersion. I think they were really going for, you know, the immersive sort of gameplay, the same thing, immersive story.
I don't know.
That they wanted you to really experience this Spider-Man game alongside the characters. I think that's what they were going for with all this
It
stuff.
seemed like you guys were doing good.
You know, it pulled off a
She was at your
fantastic job with it so far.
We'll figure it out. We always do. Eventually.
What's the score?
I have no idea.
So it's just narrative, you know, it's
Thanks for bringing me
dialogue
here.
between Peter and
this.
Harry, you know, talking about things in life and just shooting some ball, really.
know
playing
that look.
basketball.
What are you up to?
Still think you can find your old locker?
Oh, what a shot.
Where do you think that security guard is?
So it's just
Still in
like
the East Wing.
Harry just seems
Let's get that thumb drive out of your locker.
like
Get out of here.
he's the mischievous one, really. You know, he's the one with the ideas to try this, try that,
Flash pay
almost.
for
It
breaking your
seems.
laptop. Just let it go. You can't just let him get away with it.
He's captain of the football team, and I'm a backup singer in Glee Club.
So he broke in just looking for a thumb drive.
Best revenge is to win that competition.
That's funny. That is quite funny.
Finally.
All this for a thumb drive.
Get under there.
It's mad. So now you've got another security guys coming through, just looking through the place, you know, just looking for them.
Gotta get him back in that elevator.
Check this floor 3 times.
So at this point I was kind of thinking I don't want to come out too quickly and that he's looking through, because it doesn't look like I'm that low to the ground. Like even then probably could have seen me. And then I'm thinking, okay, now I see what's in front of me, obviously the security guy, and I see some balloons. So I'm thinking, why not shoot some balloons? And that should distract him, because that's the only thing I can see to get rid of him anyway. You can see they're like highlighted there, and bang bang.
Lucky with that one.
And then I thought, stop, wait. He might turn around or come back.
What is this?
And he just does that. I could have just went anytime.
Take it.
Better safe than sorry. Anyway, go up to the locker, and after all that effort, all that craziness just to get that thumb drive.
Nope.
There we go. And then we get fast forward back to the current timeline.
We're gonna get arrested.
And you see what's
Doesn't
there.
catch us.
It's some kind of picture, and look, oh, we've got security guy.
This is not the kind of nostalgia
And this time
I like.
they just leg it.
You still got that thumb drive? Yeah. Just gotta make it to those doors. Almost there.
Open up, it's the police!
You're in trouble now!
No! But... Hold
And then we go back to the past timeline, and what they're doing now is they've escaped through that bit, but it's not so simple as last time. Or should I say it's the current time. So Peter's trying to hold off security guy. Harry's just thinking, yeah, he will, you know, he's just trying to get out there.
Hey, you the one who called us?
And
Yeah, they're in here somewhere.
yeah, and now that the thumb drive's dropped, and the security guy, you know, he said he's called the police, so he's making his way, and look who's arrived, the police as well. So they're all just looking about for, you know, this person's broken in. And yeah, it just continues as the stealth mission goes on. But there seems to be a lot more variety of options, like in comparison to the stealth missions in the previous Spider-Man game. So that was really nicely implemented by Insomniac. Really nice touch for the stealth missions that are in the game. For a game that's focused primarily on story and character building and combat gameplay. So it's good. It's a nice touch. It had a bit of variety and a bit of difference to it.
Nice. That should put me
So this section, I'm just trying to distract so many of these police guards just by shooting the web and just popping any of the balloons to distract them, and then just sneak by.
Got it.
Who's that?
Over here I take a zip up to the zip line to the like, middle the ceiling. Then just gonna descend up to the police guy without him knowing, and get the thumb drive back, and we're gonna nip quickly back up. At this point they're just looking around and they still don't know. And then this is one of the funniest moments that made me laugh, where Harry actually starts singing into the mic and starts playing, and you know, and it made me sort of sing around as well. It was kind of funny when he starts singing that. And yeah, they reunited again. He's got the thumb drive, it's like high five, and you know, there's a helicopter coming through, and it's just like, okay.
Dad, I told you I'd call
So
you
it's
when
like
I
he
got
already
home.
knows. He knew straight away. It's not
your
the
mother.
police. It's not the cops. It's his
What
dad.
happened?
Peter, would you excuse us for a moment?
So he just comes there and he's like, oh, it's your mother. And then he's saying to Peter, basically, he wants to talk to his son and he needs to tell him about what's happened. I think Peter's already gauged probably the worst, just thinking about the scenario, what possibly could be, and he's thinking it's the worst, isn't it? and you know it's delivered to him. Harry just falls on his knees.
What is this?
Poor Harry, and he's having to just take that in after escaping from school and having fun with one of his best friends. So it's a hard-hitting one. You know, these two, they go way long back, and that's like his, you know, his bro. That's his best friend.
It's a miracle I'm even sitting here now.
So it's a hard-hitting for both of them to go through as well.
I got a second chance, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. But I need you with me, Pete.
And for Harry and for Osborn, his father as well, to have to deliver that. So it's for all three of them. It's a hard-hitting situation.
Why don't you come by the lab tomorrow?
You clearly see the bond that these two have. Like it's like a best friend sort of brother bond between them.
Deal?
It's nice to see.
Sure.
Pete, we're gonna heal the world.
And I think what's also nice about this as well is because when you get certain character building, certain bonding, it really defines how the characters make their decisions and what kind of pathway leads on to them as well. So it's interesting. So it's cool.
You are confirmed. Strike Force K1 on approach.
Status report. The mana and arena are needed.
So moving to got this other cutscene now, and we're obviously back in the current timeline now, because those were flashbacks and stuff.
Not the one. Copy that.
And now we're introduced to this villain, Hunter,
Prepare for the transfer tomorrow.
who I think is definitely going to be a very important villain along in Spider-Man 2. Comes up cold, very aggressive, and just dangerous, really. I think everything's setting up for, you know, a big battle with him, basically. I mean, I think those things look really cool. They look very futuristic. Those flying, like helicopter sort of things. So now we have Miles into the midst. You know, the new Spider-Man now. Who assists. So they both do their duties as Spider-Man. Doesn't assist. He is Spider-Man.
Need some help with a babysitting mission at the rap. Sounds fun. Fill me in on
So it's really good take on things as well, to have, you know, two Spider-Men and of two different backgrounds as well. It adds to, you know, the whole diversity, and you know, it adds more attraction to different audiences as well. So it's good. It's good.
I'm only taking a break.
Very interesting.
Hola, mijo. How's the essay going?
If you remember as well, Miles Morales does differ to Peter Parker as well. Obviously not just in background, but in terms of abilities. He's got this bioelectric shock stuff that he can use, so he can have an electric channeled punch. So that's interesting. It's a new twist as well. So that's good. I think it was really cool to have two Spider-Men in this, with their own distinct backgrounds and styles. It's interesting. Insomniac, I think they pulled off a really good job by introducing Miles Morales, a standalone game, and then introducing Miles Morales into and Peter Parker, you know, simultaneously as well, or even having their individual sections in the game, but still simultaneously existing in the same environment, same timeline. It's really good. Just having a conversation with his mum here.
I'm sure there's some spider stuff I can be doing.
And she's always there, just checking up on him.
No, I'd like him to meet you. And I'd like you to meet him.
She's always asking how he's doing, and it's funny because even in the previous game, he's, you know, like chasing Rhino or some craziness, or in the opening, and she's like, "Oh, when are you gonna come back for food? Or when are you going back to the shop?" And he's just thinking he's handling this.
I see.
You know, and even I think there've been some scenes in this as well where she's sort of calling him and trying to ask him how's he doing, and he's just trying to make sure she's not worried. And there's a nice embrace between you know, them two as well, mother and son. And it's just interesting how these characters sort of have their principles, values, and make their decision making based on who's around them. It helps build them. into who they are. You know, it's interesting.
There's another one.
And there's some nice graffiti work stuff. And now we're playing with Miles Morales, and that transition looked seamless. It looked really good. Really good transition from cutscene into gameplay. You know, the mechanics by Insomniac, they've always brought out, have always been a really nice touch, and they've added more new mechanics to this. There's more ways of traversal. I've touched upon it on the part 1, but there's really different ways of getting it around with the web gliding and the different types of sort of swing build-ups you can do. It's really interesting. Obviously, you can still run around on buildings. Sometimes my favorite thing to just, other than swinging and doing the web gliding stuff, is to just, you know, just run up buildings onto the side of buildings and then jump off and swing. It's just so cool. It's so fun, dynamic. See, I'm running, running up buildings right now. And then, and with the web gliding, I've noticed if you keep tapping X after you've launched your web gliding, after you've launched in the air and then press press triangle, and then you get the web wings out. Once you press X, you can just continuously start propelling yourself forward by shooting out web, and then you'll just be, once you've got the web wings on while you're doing that, you'll just continuously just be flying about. And I learnt this, and it just stopped me crashing down all the time. And I just found it really fun to do. I think there might have been another way to probably pull it off, maybe, but I found that the most effective. Yeah, it's really fun to traverse and just go around and just explore. It's really cool. You know, let alone just the combat, just even traversing, you know, to get to the next combat situation or storyline or anything else is just fun as well. And it's just, you know, and there's all those, if you remember in Miles Morales, you can do all these like tricks, air tricks in the air and spins and stuff. Really done a good job with the mechanics. Really have. Okay, really have. Insomniac have done a really good job.
For you new listeners, welcome. The Danicast is your spot for real takes on real
And you get all
news.
these different types of like crime reports that come up and these side quests as well. As the main objective will always be highlighted in yellow, but you'll get all these red markers with like crime progress, and you can go there and save civilians and stuff like that. So there's always stuff to do. Yeah, there's always stuff to do. But it depends, because some people are completionists and they will want to 100% everything, especially if they love a game as well. There's some people that will just want to focus primarily on the main story. For myself, I'm a bit of both, but sometimes I will tend probably to be more for the story, and then anything I want to kind of do along the way up, then I will.
Keep it moving, Gargan.
So Peter and Miles Morales both join back together, and this is the first introduction to Scorpion, one of the villains in Spider-Man that's very notable, very known. Scorpion.
Thought we were just babysitting Scorpion today.
He's obviously being detained, and then he's sort of shaking his tail off to the officer to back away. That's funny.
Martin Lee.
And here you find a newer character, one that isn't as well known to my knowledge anyway. Master Lee, he played as, I think, Mr. Negative or something in Miles Morales.
Miles.
And you can already see the sort of tension in Miles already, that as soon as he's seen him, he's already, you know, looking focused, and Peter's obviously got his hand on him, trying to calm him down, saying, "Watch your next, you know, don't just lash out, control it."
Fireworks.
But he's obviously triggered something in him. I really can't remember exactly what happened. I think he was responsible for maybe his parents, you know, passing. Well, not his mum, but I think maybe his dad. I can't
Make sure
really
the prisoners are
remember.
secure.
They obviously left it.
I'll take
Yeah, I
that.
mean, you guys can
Protect the ship.
just look that up.
Fall up on me.
What's the Masterly Mr. Negative story with Miles? Like, what's the connection? So all these ships have appeared now, and all these boats, and you know it's about to kick off. Stuff and golden. And yeah, they, you know, this cutscene here is just mayhem,
I
really.
really should have stretched.
Your head will make a fine trophy.
When I saw this, I was thinking, wow, coming down with the swords. An exploding boat that you just left to crash into the other boat. And then we're back into this. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? So someone's just leaping at me. And now we've got heavy attack, you cannot dodge. So you have to parry heavy attacks with the one from yellow to red. So red, you can get your parries in. And that's one thing I'll say is a nice touch for people that like wanted to play Spider-Man, really enjoyed combat, really enjoyed the game. What they wanted was that additional challenge, that bit to just go, I feel good that I've got a skill check, I've got skill, something skill based. And that's what they've done in this. By incorporating the parries, you now have more of a skill check to fulfill when you're playing. And I think it could be similar where, even with the focus meter, when you're taking damage, you have to use a number of attacks and dodges to build up that focus meter in order to heal. You can't just heal, I think, as freely as you could in Miles Morales, which might be a plus but might not be a plus. I'm always saying, I found this one more challenging than I have with the other games. And I'm playing an amazing difficulty. It's not like I'm playing spectacular or the hardest one or whatever. I'm playing on just new difficulty. And it feels like they've made this purposely more challenging. You know, there's more enemies around. There's more variety of enemies. There's the skill check with the parry needed for certain attacks. There's the focus meter that can be only built up by doing successful attacks and dodges. There's more to it, I think, that they wanted to make this into a game where if people wanted to play it more skillfully, because maybe some people complain and said the game is too casual friendly, it's too casual, it's too friendly. You want something and that is really a bit more realistic. And I think that's probably what they're going for. I mean, that Hunter guy, you know, he looks serious. You know, he looks menacing. He has that demeanor of dangerous. You know, there's nothing exactly that. So I think they are going for a more serious, sort of challenging, immersive type of game here.
Don't get distracted by the spiders. Our quarry lies within.
But with still the added bits of humor and light touches that come with that as well. And it's a hard balance to do all of that, I think. It's very, very hard to execute it so well. It's difficult. Yeah, I tried to dive out the way. I think I'm just way too far from you. So, like I was saying, the different variety of enemy types. You've got these flying mech sort of, you know, robots sort of looking things, and you've got these machine helicopters as well, and they're all just blasting at you and attacking you. So it's really, this was a tough one. I think I found this very challenging to begin with, because I don't think I've met a Spider-Man game where you're kind of put into these situations. The only time I remember is probably in Miles Morales, where I put it on the hardest difficulty, or one of the hardest difficulties, and part of loads of mobs. You just got to make it through loads of them, and it was like primarily stealth for meant to be using, but I think I'd use it to an extent that it just felt difficult, and I just thought I really complete the game on normal. I'll just leave this for now. So yeah, when those bits flash red, by the way, that's your last second to dodge, if anything. It's like it's incoming now.
These guys? A lot of money in tech here.
It really only does on the white, I'd say.
Scorpion, Lee, we're both.
So maybe a second off.
Stay focused, Spider-Man.
Your presence is
Maybe a second off the white, sort of trail.
Man, who are you people? And where'd you even come from? I'll give them one thing. They know what they want.
I think the other thing is as well, try not to get panicky. I think right about now I'm doing so many flips and stuff like that, and it's panic. It's panic and trying to strategize and trying to do all at the same time. And I think try not to be like that. Try to be more methodical. Try to have a plan and just go around and execute it. Then be pressing a billion buttons and thinking really like panicking. You want to be in control as much as you can. Really. I mean, for some people, they could just put on maybe the story mode, and they just want to have very easy combat challenges, and just do that if you want. You don't have to play on the main balanced one. You don't have to play at the hardest difficult, like Spectacular or something, Spiderman or Ultimate. Don't have to game this. Play the game the way you want to play it and enjoy it. That's the most important thing about games. Certain difficulties of games are meant to really challenge you, and when you've actually completed the game and have enough upgrades and stuff, and then there's a new game plus. Some of them, you can do it, but it's not the experience you want. So play the game how you want it. Don't get wrapped up into, you have to beat this game. You don't have to prove anything. You enjoy the game, you like the game. You want to play more on a harder difficulty, you enjoy it so much, you enjoy the story, or there's a lot of replayability, do that. So I'm just trying to target these things up here, because I don't think there is actually unlocked as such. There might be. I really should know by now, sometimes I'm not good at that. Yeah, so I'm just trying to target them really, but yeah, so it looks like there is a way of locking on. I think you hold L2 and you can just sort of target, but other than that, it works the kind of similar way to very similar way to the Arkham games, where you've got a free control of who you fight, who you have combat with, and it's to allow you to take on multiple number of enemies. But I think as much as that system's there, it's always nice to have a lock-on system as well, because when you have enemy types like those flying ones there, sorry, pardon, my flying net.
We gotta get the ship free.
So coming up to the closing sections of this video over here, I mean, this so far has been a good blast. Play more of it. I will upload more parts if you guys enjoy this. You can always let me know by comments if you'd like to register your band or just want to have straight gameplay and just what that you want. You can let me know if you want me to continue uploading parts of Spider-Man 2 as well, because ultimately this is for you guys being passionate for games. We all want to see the games and gameplay stuff is what we want. So let me know if this is for you. If this is the type of thing you'd want to see more of, and then I can upload more parts. I think I've got up to about 6 parts in total, this being part 2. So I'm recording more footage as well over the week. Over the week I'll be recording more. I recorded some more today. So just let me know if Spider-Man 2 gameplay is something you want to see more of, or do you want to see something else? Throw in some suggestions as well by comments. Please, if you like these videos, leave some likes, leave some subscriptions. It helps the channel grow, it helps me provide more gaming content for you guys, and lets me know I'm on the right path. I've put out voting polls and stuff. Please use them. Take care, guys. Check you guys soon.